we're going to use a compass today. Now, we're going to do a variety of activities using compass and ruler, and of course a pen. However, there's one condition. A ruler here is not a measuring tool. This is a drawing tool, particularly drawing a straight line. So in the activities we have today, you are not allowed to use the measuring part of the ruler. This is purely to draw straight lines. Right, this is a compass video number 1. I don't know how many videos I'm going to make with compass, but anyway, this is number 1. So the first question is, what is this? So, what is this? What kind of tool is this? Is my first question. So you can pause the video. You can answer my question. What is this? What does this do? So I think the majority of people say this is a tool to make or draw a circle. Now it is right. However, this is actually a measuring tool, meaning if I have a dot here, I can find a point has a certain distance from the dot. So these are called equidistant. So I have a dot here, I have a dot here. These dots are equidistant from the original point. This is what a compass can do. So, for example, if you watch the video of the triangles, so let's see here, this is a dot. I'm going to draw a little arc here and find a dot, and I'm going to have another arc somewhere, and I'll make a dot. So these two dots and these two dots, the lengths between these dots are exactly the same. So if I draw a line from here to there between these two dots, now I just made an isosceles, right? Because this and this, they're exactly the same length. I can make another one. I'm going to make a slightly taller ones. So here and here. If I draw a line here, this length and the length of this line here are exactly the same. So if I draw a line, if I connect these two dots, and this is another isosceles. Oops, there you go. So here is your task. Can you make an isosceles on a piece of paper using a compass? How about equilateral triangle? I can make isosceles. Can I make equilateral triangle? So that is, let's give it a shot. How about you pause the video, try to draw an equilateral triangle using a compass and a ruler. I am sure there are so many different ways to do this. However, I draw a dot. That's a good start, isn't it? I'm going to have a equidistant arc. So somewhere here. So the last corner of the triangle should be this far away from this dot, and the same length or the distance away from the other dot. So this is an equilateral triangle, because these three sides are exactly the same lengthwise. So this is equilateral triangle. I'll show you one more time. I can make it slightly larger. So here's a dot. I'm going to draw an arc. Here's a dot here. I can draw a line first. This may be easier for you. So from the same length, remember this is the measuring tool. From this dot, I can draw a little arc. From this dot, I can draw another arc. Where two arcs meet, that's the last corner of this equilateral triangle there. So these three sides have same length. So now it's your turn. Give it a shot. See if you can draw an equilateral triangle. Well, let's see if you can make equilateral polygons. Other polygons, for example, here's a dot. I just use this dot. Then I'm going to draw an arc, draw a dot, draw an arc, there's a dot, draw an arc, and this is going to the last dot. So this dot here has the same length from this, same distance from this dot and this dot, and they're all exactly the same, right? And if I connect these dots, and hopefully you have already watched the quadrilateral video. This is now a rhombus, because every single side of this quadrilateral is the same. Now, I wonder if you can make this to start with. How can I make an equilateral pentagon? I'll pause the video, or you can pause the video and give it a shot. Let's draw a rhombus. Try to draw an equilateral pentagon as well. So equilateral pentagon means every single side of the pentagon has the same length. So let's try this is my third corner, number 4, maybe up here. Then I have to find somewhere these two sides will meet and equidistant away. So if I connect these, this now is an equidistant or equilateral pentagon. Every single side has the same length. This is an equilateral pentagon. Pentagon. Right, now it's your turn. Can you draw an equilateral hexagon which has 6 sides? Did you see what I did at the end? Let's see if you can draw an equilateral hexagon. Now, I'll quickly show you different things that compass can do. The first thing, we're going to draw a perpendicular line. Let's draw a line, we'll call it segment. However, I'm going to draw a dot. I want to draw a line, particularly this time, perpendicular line to that line. Means this line I'm going to draw will make a 90-degree angle, or the right angle here. So you have a compass, you have a ruler. Let's stop the video or pause the video, see if you can draw a perpendicular line to this existing line. Right, so it's almost like making a triangle here. I'm going to draw a line and cut the line with an arc. I do the same thing here. Then I'm going to, this is a bit too long, so I'm going to shorten it. Here somewhere. Here. Can you see this is now an isosceles? I can draw a straight line from here, this dot, to this cross section. Here is a perpendicular line. Right? So the secret is I draw an isosceles here. And I draw another isosceles down here. So it's like a kite here. So these two lines exactly the same, these two lines exactly the same. I can make a perpendicular line. So it's your turn. Give it a shot. Right, this one now is, I'm going to bisect. Means I'm going to cut this line in half. So I have a line. I want to find the center point of it. So this is the end of this line, or sometimes we call this segment. So I want to find halfway between this dot and this dot using a compass and of course a ruler. Now let's try it. I think you might know this because we just use the just because we just drew a perpendicular line. What we can do is, again, we're going to make an isosceles here. Then also the other side as well. If we, can you see this is an isosceles, this is an isosceles. If I draw a line from here to the corner, no, to this dot, from this dot to this dot, we can make a perpendicular line. And also this line here bisects the first line. This is the center point of the first line. Now it's your turn. You can try this. So another perpendicular line task here is a line and there is a dot. I want to draw a perpendicular line that goes through that dot, right? So I pause the video, see if you can draw a perpendicular line. So this line crosses this original line with the right angle here. So it must be like this. Let's see if we can draw a perfect perpendicular line using the compass and the ruler. So ready. I need to make an isosceles up here, right above this dot. So I'm going to just randomly cut these two lines, and this distance here are exactly the same, right? Draw a dot. So if I make an isosceles here and isosceles there, I can draw a perpendicular line. So we know what to do. So make it slightly larger here and here. And we'll do the same thing on the other side as well. That makes two crossings there. If I draw a line here, this is a perpendicular line. It's your turn. Have a little shot. Now here is the last task you have. We're going to draw a square. It may not be that easy, but I'll give you a clue. I would draw a horizontal line first. Then I'm going to draw a square about this big, about this big here. So I'm going to pause the video, see if you can draw a square using a compass and a ruler. Here, that dot, that's a perpendicular line. So this is another corner of this square. Now let's see. I should match the length here. Let's see here. There's another dot. So if I can draw, let's make it larger. Maybe around here. Oops. Draw a line, an arc, draw an arc. You can do the other side as well. And if I connect these two dots, this is a perpendicular line. And this must be the last line, last corner, of the square. So this is now a square. So, how did you go? We need to know what a square is, right? So do you remember the definition of a square? Square is a quadrilateral with all the coordinates should be right angles, right? So that's 4 right angles and 4 equal sides. That's a square. So now if you have not seen the quadrilateral video, you can just have a look. So square, let's say I'm going to draw a dot somewhere. And I am going to measure the length. We're using a compass. Remember, the ruler is not to measure the length here. This is only to draw straight lines. So now I know the another corner is somewhere over here, and the other corner is somewhere over here, but I don't know. However, if I draw a perpendicular line from here up there, if the line hits this arc, that is the corner, right? So I'm going to draw a line, draw a line. I need to extend this line. So I'm going to extend this line. If your line's long enough, you don't have to. But I may need to extend this line too, this side as well. So there, and then there. Oh, it's too long. Let's make it a bit bigger. So somewhere over here, that is, so if I connect this dot, so I'll quickly check, that's the length, same length here, same length here, same length here. And these are perpendicular, these are right angles. Now it's your turn. I hope you enjoyed it.